All right, as you probably heard, there was a terrorist attack. That's what I'm calling it. In New Orleans at 3 a.m. this morning. People out celebrating the New Year's. And someone plowed a pickup truck through the crowd, jumped out, and then started mowing people down. And apparently the terrorist was shot and eliminated. So
Our station
I blame Biden for all of this, and you should too.
in New Orleans. I'm Michael George in New York. We are continuing our coverage of a mass casualty incident overnight in New Orleans.
Terrorist
At
attack.
least 10 people were killed when a truck drove into a crowd of New Year's Eve revelers in the city's world-famous French Quarter. And the incident began around 3:15 a.m. Central Time. Here's what we know from police. A man driving a pickup truck drove through barricades at a high rate of speed, hitting multiple people. At least 35 people were transported to hospitals with injuries. And this appears to be an intentional act because police say the suspect got out of his vehicle and shot 2 officers. They were hit and are now in stable condition.
Muslim terrorist attack.
Also, possible explosives were also found nearby. It's unclear right now if they're related to the attack.
Explosives found nearby. So does that mean somebody else was in on it with the guy? Could be. And if so, that guy's still on the loose.
The FBI will be taking over the investigation, and here's what the assistant special agent in charge had to say.
Listen to
This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices.
The DEI hire says it wasn't a terrorist attack, guys.
That was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not.
The whole FBI's woke.
You've just heard video of a news briefing earlier from New Orleans where, again, at least 10 people were killed when a truck drove into a crowd in the early morning hours. Katie Weiss arrived at the scene a short time after this incident happened. Katie, what are witnesses telling you right now?
Well, good morning. It's just been a chaotic morning, to say the least. A lot of really scared people. That's plain and simple, to put it in those terms for you, here in the iconic French Quarter of New Orleans. You know, this is an area, Bourbon Street is the place for a joyous, party on New Year's Eve. This is a place where people are walking around.
Yeah, get used to this happening more and more often. Biden left their borders open, and he let in nobody knows how many terrorists. And it's not just hundreds. It's thousands or tens of thousands of terrorists. Our border was wide open, and we let anybody and everybody in.
The streets are closed to cars. This is a place where people are walking around in the street, having a good time, ringing in the new year. Suddenly, witnesses told me all of a sudden this truck just came in, plowed through this crowd of people. And as we heard from the NOLA police superintendent, this
Are Democrats going to want to ban trucks now?
person was showing some, quote, very intentional behavior. They were, quote, trying to run.
This is turning out to be the weapon of choice. This just happened in Germany, didn't it? Where somebody ran through a whole crowd of people and killed a bunch of people.
Over as many people as they could.
They're not putting on the bomb jackets anymore. They're running people down.
That this was not just a DUI situation, and that aligns with what I heard from witnesses just moments after this happened, that this truck plowed through a crowd of people. Many people were hit. One woman even told me her husband's ankle was clipped by the truck. She said they ducked into.
You have to be real nervous about going anywhere where there's crowds of people, because this can happen anywhere, and it's definitely going to happen again. Who knows how many more times.
To try to be safe and find some cover.
The only way to stop it is for Trump to get into office here soon and deport everybody, because you don't know who the terrorists are. Just deport all of them, all 20 million of them, if that's even possible.
One was looking out of windows of bars, trying to see what was going on. No one really had any information other than people just saying there's bodies all over the ground.
On X, I was on there this morning. I've been watching videos on this all morning and hanging out on X and reading all the posts and seeing all. I saw there's pictures of the actual terrorist laying next to his truck with bullet holes in him, dead. I'm telling you, dude, you see everything on X. But I've seen some very graphic videos too that I can't show.
And as police started letting people out of the different bars in that area, those tourists, those locals alike, local employees, everyone got a view of how horrific this really was.
I can't imagine seeing something like that.
I mean, we saw people on the ground getting help, both from first responders and from Good Samaritans. We saw people being put onto stretchers. It was terrifying.
This is going to become normal now. Watch, mark my words.
It was absolutely
There's no way to
terrifying.
get rid of all these
It's not a way
people.
that you want to ring in the new year.
So on X, they're saying that, I don't know how they know, but they're reporting this all over the place, that this guy, this terrorist dude, crossed through Eagle Pass only 2 days ago. So somebody had set him up with this truck and this gun and all of this stuff. So there's definitely more than one person. This is definitely more than one person perpetrating this.
Katie, stand by with us. I want to
If what they're saying is true.
we spoke with some witnesses, Jim and Nicole Maurer, Des Moines residents who were visiting family in New Orleans. They were on Bourbon Street when the incident happened. Let's take a listen.
It was traveling at a very high rate of speed, and so we were in the middle of the road and managed to run off the road onto the sidewalk and into the doorway of a building.
Even if you're carrying a weapon on you, there's no way to see something like this coming. Wouldn't do you any good to have a weapon. Until the guy plowed into everybody and jumped out of his truck and started shooting, then it would help to have a weapon.
For cover. We did hear gunfire.
If they ever take our guns away, guys, if they ever do that, then only the criminals and terrorists are going to have guns and we'll be at their mercy.
Saw police running that direction. We stayed in the alcove until the gunfire stopped, came out into the street, and came across several people who had been hit. Wanted to see what we could do to help and administer any first aid.
Yeah, we don't have to live like this, man. But I think now it's too late. It's too late. There's just no way to get them all out.
The people we came across were unfortunately deceased.
Just horrific scene there that we're hearing from the people on the ground in New Orleans.
The FBI is supposed to give another update at 11 o'clock, which is right now.
All we do know
But they're not going to tell you anything.
that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack.
So this is the mayor of New Orleans, and she said that it was a terrorist attack.
It's all still under investigation.
It was obviously a terrorist attack. It's obvious. Somebody uses their truck to run over a bunch of people. They killed 10 people, 35 in the hospital. He jumps out, shooting. He shot 2 cops, and apparently he was just shooting people down that he had just run over.
We'll hear more after me. However,
This is what these Muslims do, man. These terrorist Muslims, they have to die in their attack. Okay, that's how in their Quran, that's how they get their virgins, their 70 however many virgins, and all this crap. So
I have
if
been
they don't die doing it, they don't get
in
nothing.
direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and
We're the infidels. This is what they have to do. They have to get rid of the infidels. It's in their Quran.
of course, a unified command who is present here. What I'm asking at this time are prayers for those who have lost their lives in the city of New Orleans due to this tragedy. In addition to that, I'm asking the public to stay clear of 8 blocks around Bourbon Street. Stay clear from Bourbon Street.
They're saying that, I think, because they found explosives, which probably leads them to believe that the driver of the truck wasn't the only perp.
8 blocks around. Very active, and again, a unified command is in place right now. I'm going to ask Chief Kirkpatrick to give you an update. You're then going to hear from our agent in charge relative to the FBI.
This is the chief, the DEI granny.
Also can tell you is that this man, this perpetrator, he fired on our officers
This
from
is the
his
chief.
vehicle when he crashed his vehicle.
Look at her.
2 of our officers have been shot. They are stable, and we will give you an update on them. I have yet been able to go to the hospital. I will be leaving here.
This old granny is the chief of police. Does that instill confidence in anybody?
For us to
Doesn't
visit
me.
our officers. We have called in every officer that we have. We have so much appreciated our partnerships who have also offered us staff. Last night we had over 300 officers out here. And because of the intentional mindset of this perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did.
Yeah, that's called being a terrorist, lady.
My name's Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for
So here's the FBI agent in charge. This whole operation is being run by DEI women.
FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event.
The FBI is saying it's not a terrorist attack, guys. Do you trust the FBI? Or do you think the FBI is going to go in, take over, and we're never going to know anything ever again? Because that's exactly what's going to happen, guys. If they're trying to they know that this is going to make Biden look bad, right? Because we had open borders and we let all these terrorists in. This is a terrorist attack. They're going to tell you that it's not. Because it'll make Biden look bad. They're going to lie to us.
What it is right now is their improvised explosive
We still don't know shit about Thomas Crooks, the guy that shot Trump in the ear.
devices that was found. And we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As
They're working to see if that explosive device was viable.
Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what
Don't worry, guys. We're all going to be safe. The diversity hire women, they got it under control.
is going on. Our goal is to provide you additional information at the 11 a.m. press
These are the people in charge. It makes me not ever want to leave the house because it's not safe out there
conference.
anymore.
Thank you so much, and we will be in touch.
Yes. I will say that we want our community and our visitors to continue enjoying. There's so much to enjoy.
There's so much terrorism to enjoy now that Biden let in 20 million illegals. Go out and enjoy it. Okay, so this is some footage, like a security camera or something. This is right when it happened. Okay, this isn't where it happened. It's a different area. But how many of these people that you see in the frame here, how many of them do you think are cops? You'll see them scatter when they get the call that there's been a terrorist attack. Yo! Look, all of them were cops. What were they doing? This is how they patrol to make sure everybody's safe. They all huddle up in one little area. Stupid. All right, so this is a picture of the... I'm saying it's a terrorist. This is a picture of the terrorist's truck. And on the back of the truck, you can see he's got mounted a flag right there. And at the top of the flag, it's black. So it's either... I've blown it up. It's hard to tell if they just wrapped the flag and put a zippy tie on it so nobody could see it. They don't want you to see the flag that he had on the back of his truck. It's probably an ISIS flag. Either that or it's some kind of a... They put something over the top of it so that you couldn't see the flag and they zippy strapped it. A lot of people online are saying it's an ISIS flag, a black ISIS flag. Texas plate. He just came in through Eagle Pass supposedly 2 days ago. That's another black ISIS flag, maybe. Look how damaged the truck is. So right near the door is where the dead body of the terrorist is laying. I do have a picture of it, but I can't show it. So, all right, guys, we're no longer safe. The terrorists, all the terror cells that are in here, they must have gotten their marching orders. This is going to be happening, I think, all the time. This isn't just a one-off. You know, this would be Biden's legacy, letting in 10 million unvetted illegals into our country. And your kids aren't safe. No one in your family is safe. You're not safe now. If you go out anywhere where there's a crowd of people, that could potentially be a soft target for these guys. So I think we've turned the page. We're living in a whole new sort of world now. And that's because of the Democrats. And when Trump starts deporting all of these fuckers, watch the media, watch the Democrats demonize Trump, and watch them fight to keep all of these unvetted illegals in our country. Even when shit like this is happening, it makes me sick. All right, guys, give this channel a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.